Hey, 5th grade. It's time for 7.3, adding fractions with unlike denominators. So in class, we already went over 7.2, which was finding common denominators. We're going to take what we learned in that lesson and apply it now while we're actually adding those fractions. So for the solve and share, we're going to do it together. Ultimately, it would be perfect in a perfect world if you tried it on your own, paused it, and then listened. But whatever you're comfortable with, let's get this done. Solve and share and a look back. Okay. Solve and share. Over the weekend, Eleni ate 1/4 box of cereal, and Freddie ate 3/8 of the same box. What portion of the box of the cereal did they eat in all? So I have 1/4 right here is Eleni's portion, and then 3/8 of the same box is Freddie's portion, and now we need to figure out how much they ate in all. So when they say in all, I know that means to add. My camera's a little blurry today. Sorry about that. So I'm going to do 1/4 plus 3/8 equals, let's say B. Unknown, we use a variable. Variable is just a letter to put in for the answer. So I'm going to take 1/4, and I'm going to say this is actually like right smack dab in the middle, if you don't remember, between 0 and half. So I'm just going to round this to 0 plus 3/8. Is really close to 4/8, which is a half. So I rounded down on this one. I'm going to round up a little bit on this one. So my estimation is about 1/2. And remember, you can use a squiggly line to show about. But down here, I'm actually going to solve it. So I like rewriting my fraction problems, addition and subtraction, with one number on top of the other. So I'm going to do 1/4 plus 3/8. And now would be a good time for you to pause the video and see if you can come up with common denominators all on your own. If you just want to do it with me, pay attention. So when I look at 4 and 8, I can list all my multiples of 4 and 8. In class, I did them one on top of the other, but I'm going to try this instead. I can do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then 8 would be 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. And I messed up my words. I think I said all of them. I'm definitely not listing all of them because they can go on for forever. But I might list the first 5 or 6. Okay? When I list the multiples, I can see that they share a couple in common. They have 8 is the same. They have 16, they have 24, and if the pattern could continue, I would get other common multiples. But in math, in lesson 7.2, we learned that you could just multiply these together and get 32. But in class, I suggested and strongly encouraged finding the lowest common denominator. People will call LCD. And then, or you can use fraction strips, this is what she's saying. But the lowest common denominator is the first multiple that they have in common, least common multiple. So in this case, it's 8. So 8 is awesome because I only have to use a giant 1 on one of these. 3/8 is just equal to 3/8. And I could put a giant 1 in, but not necessary. Work smarter, not harder. On the 4, how did I go from 4 to 8? We're finding equivalent fractions. Fractions are equivalent because they are multiplied by 1. Anything times 1 equals itself. So this one's the same. But what times 4 is equal to 8? 2. And if I want it to be multiplied by 1, I have to do 2 over 2. Because anything times 1 is itself. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. 1 times 2 is equal to 2. And now I have 2 fractions with common denominators. Now I can add them. 2/8 plus 3/8 is equal to 5/8. Now, this is simplified because 5 is a prime number and it does not go into 8 evenly. So that I'm done with. And because it's not like an actual measurement, it's just a portion of the box, I could say of the cereal. All right. Look back says, what steps did you take to solve this problem? So first, this is like good note taking. First, find common denominators. Then you're going to solve to find equivalent fractions. third, we're going to add the numerators. And step 5 is, 4, is simplify if needed. And those are the steps for adding and subtracting fractions. This lesson you're just working on adding. All right, go ahead and find the next video for the essential question.